Well, hello there, friends and family. Glad to see you back over here at the old home place again today. You just caught me just in time. I'm heading out with a bowl. See what we can see to add to a meal tonight. Tonight, I'm gonna do breakfast for dinner, you might say. Do me some scrambled eggs and that. I wanted to pick up some greens to go into them. And just maybe, they're greens that you don't often think too much about when you're out at your garden. Now, I ain't got much of a garden going this time of year. So let me take you on over here to a little small raised bed I got left. Show you what I'm talking about, okay? Now what we have right here is, of course, some radishes. You can plainly see the radish bulb right there. And there's the radish greens. We're gonna get us one of them. And something else I wanted to show you that sometimes happens with radishes. You see this one right here? Didn't really have a bulb, did it? It's got some greens on there. That can happen for various reasons why they don't bulb. And what I've looked into over the years is it can be because your ground's high in nitrogen, or, which is probably the case here, on this particular bed, it's just a little bit too shaded. Of course, now this one is right next to this one. So who knows? We're gonna go ahead and pull up some of these radishes right there. Got us a nice handful. You don't need much for eggs. And that's gonna go in our scrambled eggs tonight as well. And I'll go over the benefits of them while we're throwing them all together tonight. Now, if you don't want none in your eggs, you just let me know before I cook the whole batch up, and I'll just do you some eggs without. But I would highly recommend that you partake of your radish greens, whether it's in eggs or just saute them yourself. But some other things we're going to take a look at getting is we're going to go over here to where I've got a wild plant growing. We're about there. Now we're right over here. And you can see this little bunch of green right here. Now these grow all throughout the South. And a lot of people refer to these as wild onions. And I did too for a large part of my life. And we have wild onions. But these are not wild onions. These are a species of wild garlic. And how you can tell the difference? Let me take a blade right here. You see the wild garlic, the blade is round, and then you notice at the end it comes to a point. Where wild onions, the blade will be flat. Another way to tell is this wild garlic, it comes up in the late fall. And come mid-spring, late spring, early summer, it dies back on off. Now, some say it's got a rather pungent garlic taste to it. And I will say this, I have had some of it that was rather strong. This particular little patch is very mild, with a very mild hint of garlic. They're great in salads, as they are gonna be in my eggs I'm gonna be fixing for all of you and me here just a little bit later. So let me get some of these trimmed up and thrown in my pan. Take them on in the house and start preparing them. The only thing you have to do, get you some scissors right there. Just snip you a bunch, however much you think you want. I'm gonna trim off that little bit of yellow right there. Got me a small handful. I'm gonna throw them on in that bowl right there. So now I got my radish greens. Got my one radish. Got me a little bit of wild garlic there. Now I am looking for one other thing, which used to be rather abundant in my yard. Now, not so much. And that's dandelion. Back when I cared about a yard, I pretty much took as much of it out as I possibly could, to now it's almost impossible to find any. And since the sun's getting low, it's getting dark. Oh, you can see Trix is out with me. Yeah, Trix is out here running around with me. That's mainly just so she makes sure Cleo doesn't get any attention. You coming, Trix? Coming? Trix. Trix, you coming on? I'm heading on back in the house, girl. So we're gonna head on in the kitchen. Y'all wanna come in and give me a hand with these greens. It ain't much. Give you a little taste of them. If you like them, we can always come out and get more. Coming in, Trix. Okay. Let me get my pot. Coming in. You staying out? Okay. I guess she's gonna stay out a bit. So y'all, we're back in the kitchen here. We got our greens, radish greens and radishes there. Just gonna give this bowl a little quick rinse, get some of that dirt on it. Bear with me. The first thing you're going to want to do is, of course, you're going to want to clean your greens. You don't want any brown leaves. We're just going to trim them off there. We're just going to pop them on in there in that bowl in some water. Now I go ahead and eat the stems as well. They saute up real nice as anything else. We ain't gonna be eating these part of these roots, just the greens. Get them in that nice cold water. Cut that root away. Now don't worry if there's a little bit of discoloration on the leaves. Don't bother me none. Once they cook up, I won't even know it's there. There we go. And we're just going to leave them sit in that cool water for a bit. I think we'll go ahead and get just a little bit more water and give them a rinse. Just because I had some dirt in there. And something else I always do is I always put me about a teaspoon or so of salt in my water. It's regular old salt. Pop that right on in there, because there's a lot of little tiny bugs. They won't like that salt. We're just going to let them sit right there in that salty water. And we do got one decent radish here, but we're also going to clean up some. Well, we're going to try. Maybe we can get something out of it. And we'll peel it up, dice it, and throw it in the eggs as well. And just toss it on in there. This other stuff, we're not going to fool with it. It's for the compost. We're just going to take this right here, toss it in a bag, and it'll go on out to the compost. So we're going to let those set a bit. Rinse my sink back out a little. And we'll get everything else going to get our breakfast for dinner with radish greens and wild garlic going. Okay, y'all, we're back. And what I've done is, off camera that is, went ahead and diced up that little bit of radish I had. Also went ahead and cleaned and sliced up a couple of spring onions. You know, just like these right here. I truly love those things. Some people call them green onions. I've also went ahead and took 4 medium eggs, scrambled them in a small stainless bowl with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then, here are the radish greens. I've got them sitting here drying. Now all we gotta do is get them diced on up. So let me get y'all set up, and we'll get to dicing and cutting them up here on the old cutting board. So now all we're going to do, ain't real hard, just going to take these radish greens, bunch them all together here, and chop them on up. Don't got to be nothing fancy. They all go into the same place. We're going to do it stems and all. We just give these stems a little chop in the smaller pieces. As well as those radish greens. Got them all bunched up there. Well, that looks like a whole bunch. Trust me, it's not going to be that much when we're all done. They cook down a lot. And I'm going to just get a little paper plate, slide them off on. And we got this little paper plate here. Slide them right on it. And take the rest of what we got. Get them all lined up, stem first. And now, we'll just give them all a quick dice too. And there we have it. All ready to start the cooking process. Now you could add anything you want to this. Could add in some garlic if you choose. Totally up to you. So I'm going to start getting the pan hot and get ready to start cooking this all up for you. So now we're over here at the stove, and we've got us our one and only non-stick pan. And what we've done is we've got 2 tablespoons of sweet cream butter that we're just going to let melt into that pan. And that's going to make it all better. Oh, it is a sweet cream salted butter, by the way. We're just going to let that melt on down there a bit before we add first 2 ingredients. Well, I'm starting to get hungry. It's getting late. It's nigh on 6 p.m. almost. Well, 5:48. And it's dark outside already. That's rather sort of depressing. So, we've got that butter about melted and shimmering, so we're going to add in that minced up radishes and those sliced up spring onions or green onions, however you want to call them. And we're going to let them saute a bit in that butter. Get all softened up and flavorful. Right there. We're going to hit them with just a little bit of salt. Salt makes everything better. It brings out the flavor. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit of minced garlic. Now, I was lazy, and I didn't mince me up any fresh. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this dehydrated garlic in there. It'll be okay. It'll do just fine. I don't know if you can hear it, but those radishes and onions are just starting to sizzle. With that said, we're going to bring over those chopped up radish greens. We're just going to add them on in there too. Get them to cooking down. Now you watch. They'll magically become a vibrant green color right before your eyes. Get all that butter nice and soaked up into them there. Ooh, they're going to be so flavorful, folks. It don't take long. This is one of those dishes you got to stick with it right here at the stove. See how those greens are getting so bright and green? We're just going to let them go a minute or two. And then we'll be ready to drop the eggs on in there. Now you might think those little bitty radish stalks are going to be tough. Oh no. They're going to be just fine. I tried them before cooking them, and they were nice and tender anyway. And the secret here, these radish greens is, if you can, get them during the cool weather, like we're having right now, or in the spring, and they won't be pungent or peppery at all. Now I said I'd go over the benefits of radish greens with you, and so I'm gonna. See, the radish greens, they're very high in vitamin C. In fact, something I didn't know till here last couple of years was, they're actually 6 times higher in vitamin C than the radish itself. I didn't know that. They're also chock full of magnesium, phosphorus, iron, calcium, potassium, folic acid, and vitamin A. What more could you ask for? Just about got everything in. Along with some dietary fiber, as well as protein. So that's about where we're at with those. Now what we're going to do, now if I don't knock y'all down, give these eggs a quick stir. We're just going to roll them on in there. Just like that. Be right back. So now we got our eggs on in there. We're going to let them start to set up. We're just going to start moving those eggs. Ooh, looks pretty, don't it? Now you can cook your scrambled eggs however dry you want. I don't like mine too dry. And they're just about done. Okie doke. We're going to take them off the heat. We're going to plate them up, show you what we got. Oh yeah. These smell fantastic. We're just going to get them slid off into this plate. So they'll quit cooking. Hopefully. I won't dump them on the counter. Get all that goodness out of there. There we have it. Now I gotta go get what I'm gonna be having with them. Okay, I had me some Swaggerty sausage patties cooked up here in the oven. Get them plated up right there. Now all I gotta do is make up a couple pieces of toast. And this is a done deal. But I won't hold y'all up on tasting these till I get my toast made. Let me give you a bird's eye view of them right here. Maybe you can see them now. These are good. So let's give them a taste test. Well, y'all, let's see if they turned out as good as I think they did. Oh yeah. That is tasty, let me tell you. Woo! If you haven't ate your radish greens before, I definitely hope y'all will try them. Especially with eggs in the morning, or like me tonight for dinner. Now, let me get that toast made, and I'll go ahead and finish setting up my plate here and bring you back and show you the finished plate. Well, we have the finished plate there, with the exception of the final ingredient. You may have wondered what we were going to do with those garlic chives. Or not garlic chives, wild garlic. We're just going to take some of them, snip them up right on top of those eggs and greens. Just like that. So y'all, there it is. Got some scrambled eggs with a minced radish, some sliced spring onions with radish greens, some Swaggerty sausage patties, some fresh clean spring onions, and some lightly toasted butter bread. Ooh, I am going to enjoy this. Well, y'all, I do hope you'll try this at least one time. And if you do, let me know how you like it. Until the next time, folks, till I see you on the next video, y'all take care, stay safe, God bless each and every one of you. Goodbye for now. I'm hungry.